Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say my fellow time travelers. Welcome back to another episode of Planetary's Throwback. Your host, Planetary, your fellow time-traveling gamer, will take you on a journey throughout time and space, from the awesome modern-day games all the way back to the good old classic retro games, to see which one is good, which one is bad, and which one is in the middle. In today's episode, we're traveling back through time to 1991, where we look at our well-known animated family in yellow that has been with us on TV for nearly 30 years and have 30 plus seasons with some funny slapstick comedy. It's time to look at the Simpsons and their very first beat-em-up arcade, the Simpsons Arcade game. Don't ask me, and yes, that is the actual name of the game. So, sit down, relax, grab yourself some forbidden donuts and your Duff Dry, and enjoy your journey back to 1991 for the Simpsons Arcade. The Simpsons. What can I say about this funny cartoon? With the creator of Matt Groening comes a cartoon family called The Simpsons, releasing their very first episode in 1981 worldwide on TV. Wasn't this funny cartoon every time when I was a kid, near the early 2000s, where I first watched it? I think it was at the midst of Season 4 or Season 5 is where I started watching the family of Evergreen Terrace. Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge and Maggie. The Simpsons. But when it comes to games, there are some awesome games and some bad ones. But we're looking at the first beat-em-up game for The Simpsons. The Simpsons Arcade. Developed by Konami Novatrade for the Commodore 64 and MS-DOS, and later developed by Backbone Entertainment for the Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, and publishers by Konami. With the arcade, MS-DOS, and also yet the Commodore 64 released on 1991, and getting the HD version for the PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2012. And if I remember, there was a mobile version of it, but for some reason I cannot find it. Oh well. The story of this game. There was a heist going on inside of Springfield, where Smithers and his goons were robbing a jewelry store to get a rare gem, diamond, or maybe a new pacifier for Maggie. As when the Simpsons were going out for a casual walk around the city of Springfield, both Smithers and Homer ended up bumping into each other, sending the diamond flying up to the sky for a bit before landing right into Maggie's mouth, thinking of it as a dummy. With the diamond being stuck to Maggie, Smithers has decided to grab her and the diamond and make a run for it. Now the Simpsons, Homer, Bart, Lisa and Marge are on the chase to get Maggie back from Smithers, but have to fight their way through the entire location of Springfield, from the city, forest, graveyards with zombies? Oh boy. Underground bar and your own dream nightmare? After going through all of it, the Simpsons made their way through to the nuclear power plant to stop Smithers and the mastermind, Mr. Burns. After dealing a gauntlet battle of the two, the Simpsons save Maggie and start heading back home as a whole, and probably getting ready for the next slapstick journey they got in store. The gameplay of it being a side-scrolling beat-em-up, you pick one of the four characters of The Simpsons. You got Bart, Homer, Marge, and Lisa to pick in the two-player arcade port, or huddle up on which character you want to pick in a standard 4-player arcade cabinet, where you and your mates will beat up Smithers' henchmen to get Maggie back, finding your way through the entire location of Springfield with a feature that was heavily implemented on this game, the tag team attack, where out of the 4 characters you chose have a special tag team attack, with Bart hopping on Homer's back to whack the henchman with his skateboard while on Homer, Lisa and Bart skipping their way through with a skipping rope, and many varieties of tag team attacks that I'm not aware of. But alas, I don't have any friends to experience the game, so I'm going Larry Lerner again. God damn it. While fighting your way through Springfield, there's different varieties of enemies. We got our skinny Lennies with different varieties of colored clothes with different attack patterns, beefy Boris that can take the punishment but also dealing the punishments, and many unique enemies per stage. Krusty the Clown's doppelganger, fireman, zombies, oh boy, why do I have that thriller vibe coming around? And some weird enemies in our dreams. Okay, yeah, sure. I will like to get whacked around by some moving donuts and saxophone. During the stage, you'll get your friendly, well-known characters that will give you a helping hand to survive your fight throughout Springfield to get Maggie by giving you some throwable items, slingshots, or some food to restore your health. Or if you find a tree, you can whack it a couple of times to get something to drop, like an apple to restore your health, or a rabbit to tell you to
stop whacking my tree and move along.
At every end of the stage, you'll be going up against Smithers' strongest henchmen. With a wrestler, oh yeah dude, WWE will totally love you, a hot air balloon. The twins we met earlier in stage 1, Moe's cousins, Joe, I know, Moe has no cousin, just a joke. A bear that transformed back into a human? What kind of experiments were they working on for this poor beefy Boris? A movable bowling ball? Yeah, sure, wouldn't mind getting smacked around by an object that meant for bowling pins. Oh wait. Oh yep, go crazy on Homer then. Yeah. An entertaining Shogun, and finally an endurance battle with Mr. Smithers and Mr. Burns, and my god, those two final bosses had killed me nearly 10 times in total, and I'm guessing that everyone has gone through quarters or tokens on this final stage to finish the game. With not only dealing with Smithers and his happy bomb lobbing attacks, to a 3-phase battle with Mr. Burns, with a walking bot, a mini tank, and a hovercraft. God damn, Mr. Burns, settle down and just give us a break! Now, when it comes to gameplay overall, it's actually fun, but also challenging for people that decide to play the game solo, but can be a total blast when you get mates to play with and control this dysfunctional comedy family. Through this entire game, there's some mini games with pumping up the balloon and slapping your character like crazy to wake them up. Those two mini games are just fillers to the main target of gameplay, which I think it was not needed, but then again, it may need it to keep the transition from stage to stage. The Simpsons Arcade, with it being a simple arcade, the controls are easy to use, with the arcade using the stick to move the characters of choice and the first button to jump and the second button to attack. When hitting both buttons together will let out the characters doing their strong attack. Now, knowing other beat 'em up games like Ninja Baseball Batman and TMNT Turtles Through Time, when they use their heavy attacks, they lose health. But in this game, you don't lose health at all. With this game later being released for the PS3 and Xbox 360, the controls remains the same, with the analog stick to move your character and your X and A button to jump and your square and X button to attack. Looking at the controls and playing the game, it actually feels smooth. Not a single drag of frame rate and jittering. And after hitting the henchmen, the graphics and animation looks amazing for it being an arcade. Speaking of graphics, let's talk about it. Looking at this arcade, the original, looking at the game, it did age well, with the smooth building blocks from Springfield Town, the carnival rides, cage and shops in Krusty Theme Park, and the dark shadowing on the trees and gravestone in Springfield Cemetery, and the lighting from the secret Moe's bar. The graphics from this game makes each stage stand out and look lively to make you think you are actually in the game playing as those characters. As for character graphics, they look smooth, unique, with some henchmen and bosses you are going up against, like the twins and bodyguards at Secret Moe's Bar. Looking at all the characters' graphics, when they move, looking at the particles of their hair and sometimes the clothes, it looks good with every animation to make it look lively by running, attacking, or taking a hit. Now listening to the soundtrack from this game, it sounds amazing and all unique, with some lively rhythmic music from the beginning and up to Springfield Gorge, to more mysterious with Springfield Cemetery and Moe's Secret Bar, to heart-racing action with going up against the bosses. Like, have a listen to these music and tell me what you think about these soundtracks. I would give a big massive thanks to the music composer for keeping it in theme with what The Simpsons is all about. Funny and wacky. Looking at this game overall, it is an awesome gaming concept to make The Simpsons on the map of the gaming world, with people around the world, whether at the local arcades place in the mid-1990s, than at home computers on the Commodore 64 and MS-DOS, then later for the PS3 and Xbox 360 for 2012, where all of your friends can huddle up to play. When it comes to my personal experience of the arcade game, yes, I did emulate it since the digital copy of the game was pulled out of the game store, both PS3 and Xbox 360, and looking for the Commodore 64 and MS-DOS, it will be a nightmare for me and could possibly break my bank to look for it. The game looks amazing, both functionally smooth with smooth button inputs and no problem of jittering or lagging, and aesthetically awesome with the background scene look lively per stage, and the character stands out with smooth animation when moving, jumping, attacking, and level complete pose. Yeah, do that Homer dance, Homer. With the gameplay easy and simple to pick up, but also challenging and fun for all gamers, new and veterans. Just be prepared to lose a lot of tokens of the amount of crazy challenge it will throw at you. Like I've learned it the hard way of the amount of time I have died. So, for the Simpsons Arcade game, I'll give them a 4.5 bin donuts out of 5. Yeah, all I can say is, if you're able to find it on MS-DOS or on Commodore 64, or you all managed to get the game before it was taken down from the store, or you got it emulated, go grab your mates, grab some donuts or peanuts with some soda, and have fun working together throughout this awesome arcade jam, and relive the awesome childhood memories and talk about some of the awesome episodes of The Simpsons. The game is something to have for your beat 'em up collection, and if for some reason, if someone managed to give this game a remastered port for the current gen console, it will be something I will play again with my mates or my family and enjoy the funny, wacky, cartoon, slapstick comedy. Well, that is it, my fellow time travelers. Thank you for joining another journey throughout time and space, looking at games one journey at a time. If you enjoyed this video and would like to share your experience of this game, then make sure you hit that like button and also put down your experience in the comments down below so I actually can share our experience of what we like about this game. But if you are a new time traveler, feel free to hit that subscribe button and notification bell and join the journey throughout time and space, where who knows, we might find another game to look at. But until then, this is Planetary signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta!